Hello everyone, I'm Kalen North and welcome back to Spirit Island. Today we're going to be doing the April 2026 Spirit Island Solo Challenge from Board Game Geek. This challenge, for this month we're doing the base game challenge, is a spread of Rampant Green with the Regrowth aspect on board D, playing against Brandenburg-Prussia. The first invader card is Wetlands, or if you're using level 6 Prussia, we're using the stage 3 card Wetlands and Jungles. So we're playing level 6, and so I've reset the game a few times to get Jungles and Wetlands, which is why you're seeing me start here in the beginning of turn 1, instead of back in the main menu. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and try to play through this. I have some ideas of how I want to do the build here. I played through this matchup a couple of times earlier, and in the thread for the solo challenge, someone had suggested trying to clear out the town in land 7 and stopping the build in land 6 turn 1, so as to basically try and get a pocket going in these sort of inner lands, take advantage of the shape of board D. So in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and grow from top track into land 6. I'm going to take growth 2, get the plant element, and grow into land 7. I'm going to start by playing 2 cards, Gift of Proliferation and Stem the Flow of Fresh Water. That'll be enough to kill the town in land 7 between our left innate and Stem the Flow. We'll also get our right innate at level the first effect level of the right innate. That gets us a presence back, probably in land D3, so that we can try and skip the Ravage there later on. Although maybe I'll do it in like D2 instead. I'm not totally sure what I want to do there. Land 1 we're probably going to just have a Dahan counterattack with no defense and maybe hope for a good event. So Gift of Proliferation on ourselves. I want to grow from the bottom track, I think, so that I can take a growth 3 next turn and actually get some energy and take a draft. We'll make a Sacred Site in land 7. That way, even though we're destroying a presence here in land 6 to stop the build, we can still target Stem the Flow of Fresh Water. Alright, Jungles Explore. That's actually really exciting in some ways. We're going to have to maybe do something about land 6 because of the Jungle Explore. But we can put the town in land 2, I think, and just try and do some skips there. So let's go ahead and we'll Creeper's Tear into Mortar plus Stem the Flow here. And then Unbelievable Regrowth. I think we might just let land 3 blight, actually, even though we've already got a presence there. Depends on how many presents we can get down next turn. And maybe if we draft something that can help us with these explorers in land 6. But we definitely want to try and get this land under control so that it doesn't build, and do something about land 2 to try and not, take a cascade or something like that. Actually, maybe that's what we should do, is we should take 1 blight in land 2 and let them build again, and then grow into their the turn after that, in order to stop the cascade. So let's, in the interest of that, let's put the presence in land 3. We'll save that one from blight and take it in 2. Alright, we want to gain a power card here. I'm going to gain a miner, see what we get. Let's see. Fire in the Sky, Nature's Resilience, Hazard Spread Across the Island, and Unquenchable Flame. So Nature's Resilience is actually really interesting here, because we could actually defend 6 in land 1 or land 2, and if we do it in land 2, they would actually not blight and we would take out a town. Hazard Spread Across the Island doesn't really do too much for us. It just gets us more beast tokens right now, which isn't that interesting. Fire in the Sky gets us some strife, which could be handy, but I don't think does all that much for us. Unquenchable Flames, getting some Badlands could be nice, but we don't really have any fire elements to go with it. So yeah, we're going to take Nature's Resilience. We'll grow here into... Let's grow into land 6 here, for sure. And then, do I want to overgrow in a night or not, is now my question. I think I do, because I want to get another presence into land 6. And so I can stop both the Ravage and the build. I mean, that extra Explorer is really annoying. We can't really easily take the Blight. So let's play Nature's Resilience. We'll defend land 2 to keep it under control. And then we can just tank the Blight next turn. And then overgrow in a night to deal with land 6. So we aren't going to get our innates this turn, but I think that's fine. I guess we get 1 damage from Creepers tear into mortar, so maybe we could... No, we're not going to go in there. So I was going to say maybe we could grow into land 2 and then deal 2 damage from the Dahan, Overgrown a Knight. I don't know. Overgrown a Knight gets us a presence, and then we can Creepers tear into mortar the city to death, but I don't think we want to do that. Alright, so I'm going to add a presence here to land 6. I think I want to try and get to 3 card plays next turn. We're only going to have 2 energy, but we do have a couple of 0 costs, so that's probably fine. Nature's Resilience, we'll land 2 with that, and then Cities Rise. In the land with the most towns, replace 2 towns with 2 cities. And then we're going to push from a land with Beast, and Dahan give Defend 2. Alright, so we are going to put that city in land 3, because that is the only land that we can really handle a city with. I guess we get Defend 2 here, so it goes to Defend 8, and we'd have 8 Ravage damage coming in. I don't really want to do that, though, because I want to get the counterattack on the Dahan. Or on the town. So yeah, we'll put the city there. Beast push off Homesteaders. I mean, we could throw the Explorer somewhere else. We could throw them into land 2. But they're fine in land 3. I don't really want to push. Get a little extra defense. So land 1 clears perfectly. Land 2 we take out the town. Land 3 we stop the destruction. Land 6 we stop the Ravage, and they build, and we stop the build in land 6, and so now, hopefully, Wetlands explored, so never mind. That's fine. That's kind of annoying, but, so I was just hoping for like a Mountains Explore to cut off land 8, or a Sands Explore to cut off land 7. But that's fine. So we'll put the town in land 3, which is a giant mess, but we'll just keep skipping it, and hopefully get a major soon to wreck things. You can just deal a random damage there. Now this turn I could draft something. We could potentially get up to 5 energy, and we already have Fields Choked with Growth, so we could potentially go for a major here. I don't know that we want to. I mean, if we reclaim, we can keep rushing down our tracks. We can maybe throw a Defend in D2 again. So that's probably better. Except I also want to get into land 1 to stop that Explorer from building. Let's go ahead and reclaim here. Gain another Miner, just because we're a little short on energy right now. Strong and Constant Currents is very interesting. That would be nice for getting Explorer and probably Dahan out of land 1 and into land 2. We could set up a Defend 6, which is not quite enough. But we could get close, and there might be something else we can do. I'm not totally sure. Shadows of the Burning Forest, I don't think does too much for us. Desiccating Winds isn't all that interesting unless we can get some bad lands down, and Mountains and Sands just aren't our problem lands. Dry Wood Explodes and Smoldering Splinters is kind of cool, but a little expensive for what we do. I think Strong and Constant Currents is my pick here. So I'm going to grow into land 1, and I'm going to use Strong and Constant Currents to toss the Explorer out of land 1 into land 2. And yeah, so we're just going to let land 2 blight and lose the Dahan this turn, I think. Unless... we can save the Dahan by pulling them into land 1, I guess. But we'll take the blight there. We'll go for... How do we want to handle land 3 then? So let's play Gift of Proliferation, because we probably want more presence. And I think we want to play Fields Choked with Growth, because I don't think we're going to have enough damage to do anything really significant. I guess we could take out like a town, but I think Fields Choked with Growth will be better. Is this right? Because we could also just get Nature's Resilience in this land and push Dahan into it, and then that land would actually almost clear. So let's do that instead of the Fields Choked with Growth, because this gets us. So we defend 6 there. So we gifted proliferation into land 1, defend 6 in land 2, push 2 Dahan to land 2, and then we'll skip the build in land 1. We take the blight in land 6, which I'm not thrilled with, but I think that's the right thing to do. And we mostly clear land 2. Land 3 becomes a problem, but we've already got a presence there, and we've got unbelievable regrowth queued up, so that should all be fine. So let's finish playing cards. I'll gift a proliferation on myself. Let's get the 2 energy slots there so we have flexibility next turn. Nature's Resilience on land 2, and then here we want to do this. We want to move up to 2 Dahan. So click a land to move between that and the target land. We'll push 2 Dahan into, or move 2 Dahan into there. Alright, we are on Terror 1, so we have Eager Explorers. After the first successful build action, add an Explorer to an adjacent land without invaders. That's fine, I guess. Beast Chase off Homesteaders. We can shove some things out of land 3, I guess. And At Their Gates Demanding Redress will get us a little bit of fear. Do we want to shove anything into land 2? I don't think we do. Yeah, we don't really want to push anything there. So we'll just get the 2 fear and get a fear card. Cities deal -1 damage during Ravage. Invaders do not heal damage at the end of this turn. That's cool. Invaders ravage the jungle. We clear the city, the town, and a single explorer. We take a blight in land 6, and that's okay. So let's build in land 1, skip the build. They build there, and they add an explorer to land 4. They explore the mountains. So let's put the town in land 2, so that land 8 doesn't explore. Then we have 1 level of Creepers Tear into Mortar, which isn't going to do us any good. But we also have Unbelievable Regrowth, which will get us a presence in land 3. I'll just throw Creepers Tear into Mortar there and damage something that isn't going to help. Oh wait, invaders do not heal damage this turn, do they? Oh, so actually Creepers Tear into Mortar is useful here. Let's go ahead and throw that in, still in land 3, but I think I'm going to hit a city instead of a town. We'll try and finish that off here shortly. All right, now this turn I think we have, so we have 2, our hand costs 2, we'll have 2 energy. I'm going to gain another power card and go up to 4 card plays. We're going to have to gain a minor, I think. I don't think I don't trust the odds right now, I guess, is what I'm saying. So Sky Stretches to Shore is always very interesting. Call to Ferocity is very interesting. Veil the Knight's Hunt could be kind of nice, but I don't think it's going to be that useful. I guess it would clear land 5, actually, which is not a bad thing to try and do. Sunset's Fire Flows Across the Land isn't very interesting. Yeah, I think let's take Veil the Knight's Hunt. That'll let us try and keep this pseudo pocket thing that's not really a pocket going. And then we'll grow into land. Do we want to go probably back into land 6? We need to make sure we have a way to target stem the flow of fresh water. So yeah, we'll overgrow in a night into land 3. So that'll be fine. So we'll play all of these, and that gets us, actually a fair amount of stuff. So we've got 3 damage available to us, which is not quite ideal, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and deal 1 damage per Dahan in land 5, overgrow into land 3, add a presence. And let's see. Investigation of Dangers. Add an explorer to a land without invaders or Dahan. So that goes into land 8. Great. This pocket is not working at all. Each player removes an explorer from a land with Dahan. Let's stop the Ravage in land 3. They build in the mountains, which is obnoxious, and that means that we don't actually get to deny the explorer in land 7 or land 8. So I don't even know why I'm doing this way. All right. Well, let's go ahead and put a Sacred Site in there. Let's Creepers Tear into Mortar here twice. Take out this city. Stem the flow of fresh water and fields choked with growth. Stem the flow is just going to be sort of a waste here. Fields choked with growth. We could get some Dahan into probably land 8 to do a counterattack. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, in which... well, yeah, I probably did the wrong target for Unbelievably Regrowth then. But that's fine. Let's push some Dahan in there, and we'll Nature's Resilience them next turn. Just ping a town that'll heal. Alright, let's reclaim cards. I think this is where I want to gain my major. Just because we've got 7 cards. We're going to be able to gain another card next turn anyway to go alongside things. Let's see what we can find. Ooh, Forests of Living Obsidian. That's nice. That'll help us clear land 3 very effectively. Instruments of Their Own Ruin, also very interesting. I like that card a lot. Do we have enough to threshold either of those? No, we don't have the fire elements. Or the sun for instruments. So, never mind. Sleep and Never Waken is interesting. Skip some stuff and remove some explorers would be nice for denying builds. Pillar of Living Flame could deal some damage. I think it's got to be Forest of Living Obsidian though, because we just want to hammer land 3 with that in a turn or so. Can we threshold Sleep and Never Waken? Is that a thing we could do? Could play it with Veil the Knight's Hunt and Gift of Proliferation. Because we got a lot of explorers among our lands. Yeah. I just am not sure whether it's that or forests. Because we could actually play this turn. Oh, no, we couldn't threshold it, though, because we're not going to have quite enough energy to do that. Yeah, let's take forests. Forest of Living Obsidian. I'm going to forget Strong and Constant Currents, I think. I don't believe it's going to help us that much at this point. Yeah, we'll forget Strong and Constant Currents. And then we'll go ahead and get our plant element. Let's make a Sacred Site in land 6. And we will play... I want to play... Nature's Resilience for land 8. I want to play Gift of Proliferation for land 4, as well as Overgrown a Night. And then I guess we want to play... If we use Stem the Flow of Fresh Water, we could take out the city in land 3. How close are we to Terror 2 and Terror 3? Terror 3 is a ways away. Let's play... Well, we've got Forest of Living Obsidian to clear that. We don't care about that. The field's choked with growth. We'll field's choked with growth here. All right. I think that should be good. So it's Nature's Resilience here to get the counterattack, Gift of Proliferation to add a presence to land 4, Overgrown a Night to, I guess, move a presence, which is a little unfortunate. Let's move a presence from land 8, because land 8 should clear in the Ravage. Ethereal Conjunction. We could do that. If we want to seek to control it, what would we use? Probably Veil the Knight's Hunt, but that doesn't really do all that much for us. Yeah, this I think we try to endure its forces here. So let's do that. Endure its forces. We'll lose a presence in... I guess we can lose it in land 8 again. Disease doesn't do anything. And then we remove a blight from land 5, which is kind of nice. Alright, mountains clear. We stop the 2 sands builds. And invaders explore in the mountains and the jungles. Which, hey, at least those 2 don't explore, but, you know, not quite ideal. All right, let's push some Dahan. I want to push Dahan into land... I kind of want to get Dahan into land 4 and possibly into land 5. So maybe I push 2 into 4 and 1 into 5. I think that's probably the best way to do this. So let's push 3 Dahan. 1, 2, 3. Although, actually, wait a minute. Wait a moment. If we can stop all of the mountain and jungle builds, which should be pretty easy, we can push the town into land 3 and then just Forest of Living Obsidian to clear the entire island. Or to get a Terror level 2 victory, that is. We only need 5 more fear, which we'll easily get that from the... Well, yeah, city and 3 towns is 5 fear. So yeah, let's do that. Let's try that. All right, we'll push that there. Creepers tear into mortar. I guess we actually can destroy one of those towns. Right. Well, actually, give me a moment. If we unbelievable regrowth into this jungle, then we can just creepers tear into mortar the town, and then we can still push the Dahan, which would actually be kind of nice. So push the Dahan there and there. All right, so we want a Forest of Living Obsidian this turn. I think I want to gain another miner, just to give us plenty of energy. We'll move a presence, I guess, rather than add a presence. We can move the presence out of land 4, and that'll... Actually, Veil the Knight's Hunt clears land 4, doesn't it? So yeah, let's gain a power card, let's gain a miner. Or drift down into slumber solves land 4 as well. That's nifty. Gift of Constancy is also hilarious here. None of these quite let us threshold forests, but I don't think we need to threshold forests. So yeah, I guess Gift of Constancy. Drift down into slumber. I guess we could defend land 7 on the off chance something goes wrong there. But again, Veil the Knight's Hunt just solves 4. So let's just take it. We get to reposition a presence. I'm going to reposition... You know what, let's take out a land 7 and put in land 2. Play all 4 cards. And then we Gift of Constancy ourselves, Veil the Knight's Hunt land 4. See if the event messes us up. Pull together an adversity. I don't think that messes us up. Explorer's Blunder, that probably helps. And Careful Defense, I think that helps as well. Or doesn't hurt anyway. On each board, replace 1 town with 1 explorer. That actually hurts us. My goodness. Okay, what can we do? We can let them build in land 2 so that we can destroy the town with Stem the Flow plus Creepers Tear into Mortar, and that'll get us the extra little bit of fear we need. Because otherwise, I don't think we get enough fear. So we actually allow that build, and we stop the one in land 6. Invaders explore mountains and wetlands, which is fine. So we Stem the Flow of Fresh Water here, we Creepers Tear into Mortar, and then we Forest of Living Obsidian here, which clears the land. Alright, and we get exactly to Terror level 2 and win the game. Alright, that was cleaner than I expected. We have no blight. My goodness. Yeah. Alright. That went better than I thought it would. So we ended on turn 6. So turn 6 in the slow phase. 6. Oh wait. Oh right, we did have 1 blight. We still had a blight in land 6. So never mind. Not totally free of blight. Yeah. No, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that was an effective one. Now for the BGG solo challenge, I always like to want to rename the spirit. So I think that we can probably, I guess we named them after Forest of Living Obsidian. So a spread of Rampant Obsidian? Rampant Obsidian? Let's go Rampant Obsidian. That seems like it'll be fun. Alright, thanks everyone for watching, and have a great rest of your day. And, let me know as usual in the comments or on Discord if you have thoughts about the matchup, if I missed something obvious, or there's other things that I should know. Take care.